then. It's January 5th, early afternoon, mid-afternoon. I don't know. You text a motherfucker saying, are we still good for today? And yeah, I'm leaving the dentist. And then it becomes, I'm going to take a quick shower and grab some lunch. And then I'm sitting over here looking at my fucking clock like it doesn't even move because this motherfucker must have took a bubble bath and a sit-down fucking lunch. Like, god damn, dude.
Actually, the shower sucked, man. Our water heater like trips all the time, so it was actually fucking cold water.
Then you should have been here sooner.
Yeah. Oh, I had to eat. I was hungry.
Nah, man, but I'm fucking feeling these fucking vibes coming back from these views and shit like that. I see you posted something. I kind of reposted it, but
yeah, man, our milestones. It's just it's crazy because it was only like 2 weeks ago we posted that we had 500 views. I mean, at the time, I think we only had 15, 16, maybe subscribers. We've gotten a few more extra subscribers since then. So,
yeah, there was two within like a 20-hour time frame, and I don't know who the fuck the person is, but like they wrote, so I don't know if you read the comments.
Yeah, you wrote back. Yeah.
But like my sister's been real. I feel like every episode she shoots me something about something, but this was like the last episode. She sent me a text that says, "You guys definitely have two different ways of doing everything. LOL. But you play well off of each other. But I can tell you still hold back at least a little. You say whatever almost as much as he says like," is what she.
It's
and
true, man.
Just wishing me a happy New Year's and shit like that.
Thank you. You'll have to thank your sister.
So,
That's
but yeah,
nice.
she's definitely watching. And then I've also heard, which I've told you before, you fucking cut me off a lot. You like over, and I'm so fucking retard, man. Then I lose my fucking thing, and that becomes the fucking train wreck of everything, just because like
that's part of our chemistry, though. That's
what,
part
cutting
of
me off
yeah,
and being
train
a
wreck.
fucking dick. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying this like a motherfucker, and like I probably check the views or whatever more than what I should. Like I'm almost obsessed with it, but even if it goes up just like 2 or 3, I'm like, yeah, somebody's seen this shit. You know what I mean?
But you know what? I think that's normal for social media, especially for influencers and content creators. Like I've actually, I'm not going to lie, I've been kind of doing the same thing. So every time I see there's a jump, like any small percentage it's like a learning experience for me. So like, I don't know. I look at the numbers and I try to gauge like how we can change things up or do things different to get more numbers. So I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that. But yeah, I've found that I've been doing the same thing.
Well, that's good. At least I don't feel like a complete fucking
tool for it.
I'm a tool.
Yeah, no, I mean it's good. I mean it's baby steps, but hitting that milestone, and now the 2 weeks, and now we're over 1,000. We're like 1.2.
Yeah,
so 1,200 something,
which
views.
is quick for fucking
taking off
not
for
being
a few
anybody,
weeks.
and you know what I mean. So
right. So that means people out there are listening and giving us love and support. I mean, I'd like more likes and subscribes, really, the subscribers, because then we kind of opens up like more shit as we go on to being able to do more with it. But hey, man, it's a start. I'm okay with humble beginnings as well. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, if this doesn't even, honestly, if it doesn't get any further than this, man, I'm enjoying.
I'm okay with that too.
I'm enjoying the people who are enjoying it. I'm enjoying this time with you, bullshitting. I'm just enjoying it, man. It gives me another thing that I don't have to fucking.
Gives you kind of like an escape to get away from all the other shit you got to handle. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as cool as this fucking Epstein list that dropped, though.
Oh shit, man! That's all I saw yesterday.
Yeah,
on social media,
I was like
all day long.
going over it and shit.
I didn't even look over it yet.
Oh, it's fucking. Oh, we'll get
sure
into
it's
it
bad.
then. Nah, it's fucking. I'm like, god damn. So I mean,
these guys are freaks.
Bill Clinton, like, who didn't think that?
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Donald Trump. That's like the first like 2 names.
Well, I think Donald Trump had business dealings with him when he was running casinos and shit at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you can come up, but
so most big business people will probably be involved with him at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, is that as far as it went?
That's what you don't know. You know what I mean? Unless there's like flight logs and where they were going and stuff.
But then you got like Michael Jackson on here, and I thought it was. I don't know. I'm a big fan of.
Coincidence or odd?
I think it's odd, man. I don't remember all the shit I watched on Epstein and shit. They never said nothing about little boys, and
Yeah, but then at the same time too, though. But Michael was a dominant force in music. I mean, buying out the rights to shit and owning. Like,
he was.
Parsoni, you know?
Oh yeah, he was definitely the man. But
he may like been celebrity wise, he's a big dude, and he's not the type that you think he'd. But but
over the years, he's definitely been linked to fucking kids.
Well, that too. Yeah.
But you got Leonardo DiCaprio is on the fucking list. David Copperfield.
Damn.
That's like the fucking king of Vegas. I mean,
yeah. I
mean, as a kid, he used to have these 1 hour specials that would come on TV, and I always liked him.
I remember when he was the one that tried to do the skyscraper thing, right?
Skyscraper. I don't know. He did the Statue of Liberty shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I mean, it was definitely, but like every time I've been to Vegas twice. I have never went to a show. I mean, I'm sure it's the same shit, but I'm wondering if
he's gonna make these young women disappear.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's $50. Now disappear. Now I'm on a goddamn list. Like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna make my name disappear.
But then you got like Al Gore. You got Stephen Hawkins, which
Stephen Hawkins would be Hawkins would definitely be a
business. I hope
weird one, but science, because I think they were saying Epstein had some sort of prominent position.
But Hawkins,
at Harvard, didn't he?
He's the one that was fucked up, right? Like, I mean, he's the fucking.
Yeah, but then a lot of those like scientist guys, not saying all of them are like that, but a lot of them are involved with government and business, and because of the engineering and the science part of that.
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking of like trying to bring out the good in people. I'm trying to think like, what was this motherfucker just drooling on fucking young girl?
No, I mean,
like,
hey man, honestly, I'm just trying to be reasonable, because where my mind would really go is that all these motherfuckers are guilty, but reasonably, their positions and their titles and their jobs, they have had to have some sort of dealing with him, because this guy was kind of networked into all these rich and powerful people.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a fucking scammer. I mean,
but that's how he got to being, you know, once he got in far enough and he had probably shit on enough people, he probably could finagle his way in there.
I got you, motherfucker.
Right. So.
But like Kevin Spacey's the next name on the list.
Yeah, but I think with the last there's been some shit with him over the last few years, so I think that's probably.
That was a man-on-boy relationship. So I mean, I who knows?
Who's to say they didn't do both that shit?
Right.
There? You just don't
well,
know.
here's a childhood. George Lucas.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
So it's really hard to decipher if these people
touch my Yoda.
Yeah. If all of them got their chodas touched, or
you got,
or if these were just gatherings for business, like it's hard to decipher. I mean, I'm hoping there is a half and half where there are a group and they'll figure it out. But
then you got like,
I think it's all negative.
Cameron Diaz and fucking Naomi Campbell, like
models and shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
but then again, a lot of people with the conspiracy shit say that like most of Hollywood and celebrity is wrapped into the whole Freemasons crazy shit and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
So who's to say they're not all part of some sort of cult or
the Illuminati,
Zionist thing or whatever these people talk about?
There is one name on here that, besides Michael Jackson, obviously I'm a big Michael Jackson fan.
Wesley Snipes. No, I'm just kidding.
No, even more fucking heartbreaking than that. We've talked about him. He's been my man crush.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis is on this fucking list.
Maybe they minesweeped his ass because he felt guilty.
God damn it! But even it's like Bruce Willis, actor, famous for his role in Die Hard and The Sixth Sense,
and now famous for doing the diddly do.
Shut your fucking mouth. But of course, you expected to see.
I'm sure there's a lot of people.
If this list dropped and didn't have Trump like top 2 or 3,
right?
Because we're trying to do everything to just push him out. It's just
they don't want him getting elected at this point. Come on.
Obviously states are trying to take him off the fucking ballot and shit.
And now
like
other
that.
states are trying to take Biden off the ballot too.
Yeah,
because they're like, if you're gonna eat dog, we gotta.
I think both of them should go fuck each other off a cliff.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't really matter who the president is going to be. I mean, there are going to be consequences either way.
It's all just the face.
It's all one face pony thing anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one group, it's one party. They're rich, powerful people, and I don't think the president really pulls all the strings. You have an administration around people, and I'm sure they're undermining people, and they're not doing exactly what they're told, and there's agendas and ideas and certain aspects of things they want to accomplish, so they do shit behind their backs, I'm sure.
But like some of these names, I have no fucking clue. And then there's like a dash. Like I've read like what it says after Bruce Willis, but like there's this guy, and I don't want to say his name wrong, but Ron something or other. And what is he? Sex trafficker. Like that's all that's underneath him. Like, cool, dude. You're
well, I guess he belonged
in your life.
He belonged at that party then, I guess.
But former governor of New Mexico.
Goddamn.
Former prime minister of Israel. I mean,
that's wild.
Like, I say we hack this shit and just start putting people's fucking.
Do you think maybe that's why they've been so hesitant in fighting against this whole list thing, because there's so many powerful like people around the world that are involved with this shit?
Yeah, but I mean that's what keeps Washington running. I mean, Washington's nothing but some fucking corporate fucking douchebag fucking trying to get a dollar. They don't give a fuck about these people. I mean, no matter what game they spit to get to where they're at, they're fucking worthless.
Right. They're all criminals anyway, because you got to think how many people have they fucked and done horrible shit to get to where they've gotten.
And I think any kind of fucking position like that, I don't think it should be like a lifetime term, like the Supreme Court and all that bullshit. Like, no, I think that's why we're sitting where we're sitting, because you got these old motherfuckers that haven't came up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've used their influence and their knowledge and their power to kind of stay put and make.
Like
and
back in the day of. Nah, get the fuck out of here.
You had guys that came in and were in and got out. There were a lot of politicians, but it's because they realized they didn't want to fucking do it forever. And they were kind of true to that whole nature of
they got in, they made their dollars, and
not all of them.
Yeah,
I'm sure some of them did, but
I say most. I won't say all, but there's cruddy motherfuckers, man. Like,
right, but I think there are people who go in and they realize it's not like it is. It's not what people think. It's a two-party system, but really it's a one-party system, and they're all part of a big group. They all party, they drink, they make money, they drink while they're working. Like, it's a party for these people. At least that's what I gather from all the shit I've seen and read up on. Like,
well, cocaine wasn't a fucking poor black man drug. I mean, it was obviously.
It was these guys, you know. So I don't know, man.
We get that bump.
It's interesting to me, but I mean, what do you do with this? Because I've noticed in the last like decade, especially like out on the road driving on highways, like I notice police presence isn't like it's there in smaller towns, but I don't ever see police on the highway, ever. Pulling anybody over. I see a lot of crazy like behavior and antics, and it's not just like in my town, it's fucking everywhere. Well, and I think there's a lot of creed to that too, because they're not allowed to like police anymore either. Like, I get it, there are a lot of bad eggs in the basket, but the ones that do well, like when you need to do your job, you have to be able. And I feel like now the people are all the wrong people that are setting the rules are the minority that's creating this opposition to it, that's getting people to sympathize with their causes. You know, they're changing laws and changing the way they do stuff. Now you can't even like fucking do shit. If I was a police officer, you wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well hand your badge in, because you're going to get sued for something.
Well, not your badge, but
for making a mistake.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a fucking douchebag, and I mean,
well,
all these motherfuckers that. And I'm not saying everybody, so don't fucking take it like that. But
no,
these motherfuckers
they abuse power.
That, and yeah, it's a little power. It's probably some fucking kid that got picked on in school and wanted to go this route. I mean, I don't know. I never wanted to be a cop because I was always like, fuck the police. But I'm not to the point that I'm like don't do your fucking job. But I mean, even they talk about all this training they should get or whatever. I mean, that's still not going to change the person. I mean, at the end of the day, even if I wanted to be a cop, I know I wouldn't be, because, like, fuck that. I'm not chasing you. I'm going to shoot you. Like, I'll sign a paper saying I like all races, but if you run, I'm going to fucking shoot you. I'm not chasing you. And then, like, you'll see these videos and, like, you have pepper spray or a fucking stun gun. Like, stun the like.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily
I just can't feel sorry for.
I think in some situations, though, some people it does nothing for. I mean, there's people on drugs and shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've definitely seen, like, PCP videos where motherfuckers are ripping out the shit and, like, getting zapped. And
it's funny. I just saw a video, I want to say it was on Instagram 2 weeks ago, where it was a video of some cop pulled this guy over. He came charging towards him. Dude fucking pulled out his gun, and he kept yelling to stop. Finally, the guy's, like, not even a foot away from him. He's got his hand on his shoulder, and he shoots the guy in the chest, like, I don't know, 6-7 times. Dude was still walking towards him, still fucking grabbing this cop, like, moving like it didn't even faze him. Like,
yeah,
nothing.
But eventually you're gonna bleed out. Like, you're
oh
done.
Yeah, you're dead. It's just a matter
of
of when. But how much damage could that guy do before he fucking when you're on?
I don't know,
PCP or something.
I'm unloading.
Like
I'm unloading. Yeah. Well, then obviously start going for headshots. Like,
yeah.
And that's another thing. I know, like, people are like, oh, they didn't have to shoot to kill and whatever, but
there are until you're in that situation though.
Well, that plus, I mean, that's what you're trained for. I mean, all the fucking, even if you go to a fucking gun range, it's a head and a fucking body.
Right.
You're not fucking trying to aim at
somebody's
somebody's
knees
leg.
Or the leg, yeah.
No, at that point, I'm trying to go home. Fuck you. I'll take your life.
Right.
I don't, fuck you.
Well, and that's kind of where I know this sounds savage, but we've gotten to a point where there's so much lawless now, and it's become almost like a normal thing to be like, hey, that guy's doing it, so I should do it too. Like, just this normal behavior, especially for, I'm not saying all really it's all generational now, but a lot of these younger people coming up, they see the shit on YouTube, they see the videos and the jokes and all this shit, but then they see these videos to get outraged, but then these are the same clowns out there filming the shit as it's happening instead of standing up and being a part of the solution.
Well, that's
I think it's, and I know there's like a scary part to it too, because it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved, I don't want to be threatened, but if the community, if everybody did their part and stepping the fuck up, if everybody was packing heat, do you think things like that would happen?
Fuck no.
No, it would be ended right away. But yet they're trying so hard to take guns out of the, every citizen, every law-abiding citizen in this country.
But I mean, is it? I mean, there definitely should be some rules. There definitely should be. I don't think it's so much trying to take everybody's guns, but I mean, you got to do something.
Right.
I mean,
there needs to be responsibility.
And if you're pro-gun and, like, okay, you're gonna get dragged through whatever, but just do it the right way,
right?
And move on. I mean, is it really that big a fucking deal to, you know what I mean? So, like,
register your shit,
right?
Do the right things. Like,
if Maryland had concealed, like, which whatever, they're trying to do more with that, but I know for a fact, like, I couldn't carry, whether I would like to or not, just because I'm hot-headed, I'm quick to snap, like, then I'm definitely going to jail, because I'm shooting somebody over fucking a Walmart parking spot. Like, fuck you.
But those, even gun laws, like, none of that shit would change. It's something that's got to be taught, like, as you're a child. It's something that's got to be adapted into society so our generations going forward are being educated as these are normal values and morals and things that we abide by. Just like with our freedoms, our Constitution, like, these are things that you should be learning and kind of, like, constantly learning as a citizen of the country, because then you take pride in, I don't want to do the whole national thing, like national pride. I'm proud to be an American, but of course there's been times in my life where I've been like, well, that's fucked up. Our country does a lot of fucked up shit sometimes. We don't have a perfect history, but if you look at the world's history, nobody does.
Yeah, but
really.
I mean, the Constitution, though, is also like the fucking, it's outdated. I mean, it really is outdated.
There's things that definitely need to be changed and
the people who push that shit is the same motherfuckers that are, the 10 Commandments and all, like, And I get it, God and state, and like let's do this, and
Well,
so it
I
all
think you
ties
should have
into
separation. I think you should have separation between religion and all that. I don't think there should be any special privileges as far as like religious reasons to get out. Because then you start having like a culture thing where it's like, oh, I can't work on Sundays, but we're gonna work this guy on Sundays because he doesn't go to church.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then you start getting all these special privileges, right? And it's funny because, and I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but because this is our shit show and we can kind of say just what the fuck we want to say, and not to be rude, but like, there are situations where I work with somebody, right? And this dude's awesome. I like him. He's a good worker. But because of his situation, the dude's allowed to get away with a lot. Like, dude can show up, leave early, do what he like, not show up to work for a few days, and I think he's got FMLA too, which is beyond me. I don't know if he actually has any medical issues, but I know the dude's got medical marijuana and all that. He grows the shit, like he posts on and stuff, and he's a good dude. I like him. I have no issues with the guy at all. But I feel like
sounds like it.
This dude, no, I mean he's cool. Like we chopped the shit up on Xbox and shit. Like we played games before and shit. He's a good dude, and like we'll talk every time we do work together, but it's like they won't say a goddamn thing to that guy at all. And it's because of the way he is, like who he is. And I feel like it's not the same for everybody I work with. Like other individuals I work with couldn't get any of that shit. And there's other people that have FMLA and have medical issues at the job that get, because you're only allotted like so many hours of that per like.
And what does that do? I've never heard that.
So it's like family medical leave. If you've got like somebody who's ill in your family, or you've got a medical like injury or illness or something that's deemed like medically, like what it does is it can limit you from certain work activities. So you can get out of work. Some companies will give you a certain amount of hours that you can use. So say you're not feeling good or something's wrong with you, whatever you have, or you're just, most people abuse it. So what they do is they get a doctor to sign off on it or whatever. Say they hurt their foot or they've got this disorder or whatever, something legitimately, or something that's kind of legitimate, but
right.
They'll get it. They'll use it for what it's intended for, and then sometimes they'll abuse it by taking those hours just because they want to take the hours, not necessarily because they're feeling ill or whatever. It's kind of like a get out of jail card free, and it's like the states and the government are behind it, so you can't deny those things within good reasoning. Like there's nothing they can do as long. So now what they're doing is they give a certain amount of hours. It's not just an all the time get out of jail card. But it's kind of like having disability, but you're still working.
Right, but I mean, even with Lo going through her teenage bullshit or whatever, like
right.
I tell her, like,
if it's significant,
if you need a mental day, like just a fucking veg, like take it.
If I'm being completely honest, because this is my take on it, and I'm pretty open to shit. And I know because I've taken thousands of mental days. Right now I'm on
all December.
Yeah, right now my company had us off most of December, and I don't want to go back. I hate my job so much, and it's changed me so much that I'm miserable when I'm there. And and all that time off of work made me realize I deserve better. My family deserves better. And I come home and I'm not even trying to be miserable, but that place just eats me alive, man. Like it does. Just mentally and physically. And I haven't been happy. I make good money there for somebody who doesn't have a college degree, but I wouldn't even mind making less money because if you think about it, I'm making more money now than I've ever made, but I'm only working maybe 40 hours a week. Whereas before, when I made a little less there, like a few dollars less, I was working 60 hours, 70 hours every week. So I was bringing home way bigger checks, and now I'm making more, but I'm not even working, like our normal hours aren't the same. So it's like, if I was making less money but working 60 hours a week, I'd still be bringing home roughly about what I'm making.
Yeah. And I hope you find a new job, because I think this is like the third or fourth episode.
Yeah, dude, I
how fucking great that place is.
Yeah, But I guess what I'm trying to get at is there's this guy, and he just, I don't know, he abuses the shit out of that. And I think there's certain individuals in the workplace and just in life general that get the fucking pass. And people always claim these things about, privileges and this and that. And I'm like, dude, I may have had like the upper hand in a lot of situations. I had a good family upbringing. Like, yeah, things weren't perfect, but I was given a lot that a lot of other people will never know, right? But that doesn't limit your ability to become what you want to be, right? It doesn't mean you can't be more successful than me. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people.
No, because I mean, even if you're
because who knows?
Had a good life and were given everything. I mean, you could still
end
once
up in
you
the
hit
gutter.
Adulthood, you could end up being a piece of shit, or
That's where I'm
or
heading
you
up.
can venture to whatever. I mean, sky's the limit, right? I mean,
that's why I feel like that whole like privilege thing and just all that kind of like mentality. To me, it's stupid because we're all living like with this. Like, I know there are some things, there is some discrimination and shit like that, and I do see it, and I don't agree with any of that shit, and I think that shit should be called out. But I think if we're gonna be equal, fucking let us be fucking equal. Like, nobody should be given any fucking passes on anything. Just fucking erase all the fucking things that separate us. Like, we're all different, sure. That's what makes us us.
right.
You either like it, leave it, you like it, you fuck with it, or you don't, right? But that doesn't mean that, like, you need to create other scenarios to fuck other people who haven't done anything. You know what I mean? Who are just trying to get by. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of like stigmas around that sort of thing, and I just don't agree with any special privileges and shit like that. Like, we're all struggling motherfuckers. We're all trying to make a living. We're all trying to get by and have a good life. So why can't we just do that? Why can't everybody be on that same page?
You sound like white privilege, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
No,
I mean,
I'm just
for
kidding.
everybody. I don't like. Why can't we all just like fucking do our own shit? If you don't want to communicate with people, don't communicate with people.
Right.
But it doesn't mean you gotta be a fucking prick. Like, you just, you know what I mean?
I do.
The do.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. What are we at right now?
I think we're an hour
Already?
20.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
For real?
there's no way. It's got to be like 27 minutes.
Oh. God.
I'm looking at the wrong bar on this
Your
thing.
fucking clock is broken, son.
Yeah, my mental clock.
I don't know what else you want to jump into. I mean, the Epstein shit. I was kind of like scrolling through this fucking wherever
man.
this shit came from, but there's nothing really. I mean, a school shooting. That's always gonna fucking happen. Not
Yeah.
trying to
There's
sell
just
that
so much.
short,
There's
but-
just so much crazy shit going on in the world right now. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's not even being reported. But I think that's become the normal in the United States. It's always the political shit takes that away on everything.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like talking. I mean, even going that route. So, I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I can see both sides for a Democrat and Republican, right? And I'm not gonna say whatever right now, but I feel like the more the Republican Party pushes this Bible shit, I feel like it's just because the youth that's coming up. I feel like they're fading. They're fading their own people out. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could see they were so gun ho for this whatever election, but they were also so fucking cockstrong about this fucking abortion shit.
Yeah.
It fucked them. And where I think if they would have backed off of it and let women make their own fucking decisions, and
Right.
I'm pretty sure, because I mean, shit goes back and forth, right? Oh, we get tired of this way that we voted. Let's go this way. And I feel, and I know that's a Christian belief type shit. So I feel like they're fucking themselves. That's how I feel.
I do. I also, on the other note, as far as like a lot of the people who are aiming for, like, there's the far like leftists too that have lost a lot of people on the left side that have gone really. No, they're not really conservative. I'm sure some of them on both sides have crossed the aisles a few times, but I've actually known some people that were very far leftist, and over the last like few years, they're kind of like on the edge of right and then in the middle, because they see the old Democrats are not the Democrats of today, right? The Republicans have always been arrogant, right, and very old style, but they've always been fucking everybody over too. Like they're far from perfect, and they're very bullshit in their tactics.
But there's a lot of that. I feel like
they're cowards too, because I'll be honest, like anytime they have a legitimate stance, they never fucking hold anybody accountable. So really both sides of the party lines, they're fucked. Like being in the middle, you don't get noticed though. So like any independent person, like they're never going to win. You know what I mean? Anybody with real common sense that could see the good and bad on both ends would never be in a position to run the country. Because they blacklist them. I mean, they had that Republican guy, Ron Paul, who went independent forever ago. And I think it was when Bush, I don't know if it was it Obama, during Obama, or maybe it was Bush. He went and ran, but nobody knew.
Right.
Like,
who was that older one before? Ross Perot.
Yeah.
He was that independent
but
back in the
a
day
lot
too.
of them, like, you'd see signs out in your town and shit and people rallying behind them, but you'd never hear about them on the news.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got a neighbor with a fucking sign out, just by one sign, and if they have a shit ton of signs, you know where. But if they do have a million signs and you see one, you can pretty much tell who they're backing or what agenda that they're on, because then it's like, it's almost like, oh, this is what's popular. I gotta be a part of this.
Well,
like,
it's just like that whole Facebook.
You did it again, you cocksucking.
Well, just because you're bringing it up, my bad. I'm sorry. I'll try to be better at it. But because you're saying that now, it's almost like those fucking trends where something happens in the world and then everybody's putting those fucking colorful flags as their profile pics.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to jump on it. I've never fucking done that. You know why? Because, it sucks, but I'm not going to fully engage and support something and change my entire fucking existence for like a period of time.
Yeah, but I mean, even the
to fit in, it's just not me.
Right. So it's what's popular now, what's accepted. Like, okay, great. My front yard has nothing in it.
Right.
I went down to DC for the Black Lives Matter shit. I posted a couple pictures. I went down with my aunt and my cousin. And I think her friend. One, I wanted to see it. Two, I mean, it is a big part of me. But even coming home, I got messages from black people I grew up with that was like, "Hey, thank you," but like, this is another pushed agenda. Like, if you look into it more, like, and okay, great, right? But then so there's all these signs, and then when all this gay shit came up, then like now all of a sudden we're supporting this, and I mean, I'll support whatever. I mean, I don't need my fucking sign or my rainbow flag outside to, like, that's your life, right?
Right. You don't need to announce it to the world.
But then at the same point, like, if you go, so.
But if you're proud
Christian Republicans, like, eye for an eye, let's kill whoever, but don't hurt this fucking fetus. I mean, I'm fine. Like, kill everything. Fuck it. Yank it. Shop vac this motherfucker. Wire hanger it. Put the motherfucker in a death chair. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
You got to stay true to what you truly believe, though. I mean, if you're saying one thing, you can't.
Right, but I mean, how many people have?
Can't be a hypocrite too.
Yeah, but that's.
And it's very hard to now.
That's what it's about. Yeah. I mean,
if you're gonna stay true, you got to stay true.
But that's just like I go to church on Sundays, but on Monday I'm doing this, and Tuesday I'm doing, but Father, forgive me.
Yeah, I'm doing heroin tomorrow, fucking some hookers.
Come on, man. I fucking hate people.
I'll see you on church.
Unless see you at church on Sunday. Subscribe and like this video.
Then we'll love you. Well, we'll love you.
I love you. So
maybe we'll give you a wink on the video or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't know. There's just so much shit, and it's so much fucking fake shit, and
you can't pick and choose really. And I know it's hard because there's a lot of things like in my life where I've had to do that, and I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say that. But it's because I honestly feel the things that I pick and choose are like they don't just benefit me; they're also the way I project myself to other people. Like my intent's never to be a negative or toxic or like my thing is I want to help others.
Yeah.
Right. But I've had to change the way I live, and I've mentioned this before because of the way I've been taken advantage of. So I'll do the best I can, but at the end of the day, I do have other people that I have to be responsible for. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I can't be who I need to be for those people.
Right.
Because their survival depends on me, too.
Yeah, you just got to prioritize motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Take a number, bitch. Take a number.
Get in line.
No doubt. If it's not a good number, go fuck yourself. But,
maybe you'll suck dick for a better number.
I mean, that's what you need
Oh,
in your
dude.
life, dog. Yeah, wow. You kind
Oh,
of
you-
went a different fucking way.
Well,
with
you
that, but-
you brought up the Epstein list, so I had to go
Yeah.
on with it, you know. Oh, shit.
I guess sometimes you gotta work. I mean, all else fails, dog. Sell your booty on the fucking corner, right?
Shit, everybody's doing that on Instagram and TikTok and OnlyFans now.
Yeah,
Twitch.
and that's another thing we talked about. That's why I was, I don't know. I guess the next episode we can jump into like the internet, fucking social
Yeah.
media, all that bullshit. But
Yeah, man, I think I might do a hot tub video. Get my big fat ass in a tub with show
I-
off my chesticles, you know?
you show off your what?
My chesticles, my
Okay.
tits.
Oh. All right.
Your chesticles.
Is that gonna be like an outro video, or
Yeah, I'll be sitting in a tub, kind of like I was over the pool table.
Jen will be
at-
like, "What the fuck?
is this? She's like, yeah, I'm taking the kid. I'm leaving.
I'm doing it for the, for the Instagram.
I'm doing it for the subscribers.
Yeah, I'm done. Fuck this.
Yeah, this is not what I thought I was getting into.
You
Yeah,
know.
man, but I mean, we'll get into that more on the next episode. But man, it's fucking crazy what you can do now, especially women. Like the easy like shit they can do with their beautiful bodies and shit now. Like, dude, there's
You don't have to be beautiful. I
No,
mean, I guess
no, but-
and which is great because each their own. Everyone's got their own taste or
Right.
flavor or whatever.
well,
so,
you've got all sorts of. That's
but,
what I'm
but
saying.
at the same point, like, if I put on a thong and fucking, am I gonna get more followers? Like,
Honestly,
fuck no.
dude, you'd be fucking surprised. I'm sure there's guys out there doing that shit too, making money.
Oh, I mean, yeah. There's the fucking I'm beautiful type shit. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. It's fucking we especially just here in America. I'm sure the whole entire world, but Americans like we're freaks, bro. Like some of the weird shit and fetishes people are into that sell.
yeah.
I mean, we're freaks. We almost deserve to be like not forgiven at this point. So much for religion because we're fucked.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Did you want to call? We'll call this one. Have a
Yeah,
short
I mean,
episode.
we kind of wanted to do a little couple short episodes anyway. So, yeah, I mean, I think we talked about enough shit in this episode that we can stop it and fucking start again on something else and
Hell yeah.
get some, instead of like you and a couple minutes later being like, we're like 4 hours into it.
4 hours.
God.
My internal clock's all fucked up.
Damn.
I've been off since all of December.
I get it. I mean, I understand. This motherfucker.
Get you some coffee.
Yeah. But yeah, we can definitely cut it and go hit a cigarette while this fucking shit loads. And
Hell yeah. Well, I guess.
I guess we'll talk about it. Whatever, but yeah, we'll talk about it once everything cuts off. Yeah. So let's wrap this fucking episode and be done with it. We don't need a fucking.
Outro.
I mean, I can make something, but
Yeah,
you
we'll-
can
we'll-
make something
we'll
or
have an
something.
outro.
But that's later. But fuck it, let's just be done with this episode. If you tuned into this episode, thank you, and it's always so fucking appreciative.
Yep. And hopefully we didn't offend you or upset you, or even if we did.
If
yeah,
the shit that comes out of my mouth offends you,
you shouldn't be watching.
right? And if you know me on a personal level, then you know this is not as
Serious
deep
as-
as we're fucking gonna go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You got to
so-
take it. It's all in good fun, and yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hit this fucking button and we're gonna call it. Peace.
Peace.